Alright, hello everyone, welcome to my reaction to the full Beterbiev versus Bivol card. I'm going to put some gameplay of the new boxing game, Undisputed, in the background just so you have a little something to watch in between the kind of moments of me talking. But starting off with the card, you had Sky Nicholson versus Raven Chapman. This one went about as how I was expected. Sky Nicholson looked great, just boxing on the outside. After the first two rounds were kind of Raven Chapman's best rounds, and then from there Sky Nicholson just picked her apart from the outside. Showed really good footwork and showed every part of why she's got that WBC world title. She's definitely in the mix. She's definitely one of the elite. I wouldn't mind seeing her versus Serrano, or even her versus I don't know, Alicia Baumgardner or something like that. But she looked really good. It was about as one-sided as I thought it'd be. It wasn't very entertaining, but she got the job done. It looked impressive doing it. Next up, we had Ben Whittaker versus Liam Cameron. Now this, I just rewatched this, and this is. I've got a lot to say about this one. It's a very funny situation. So you got Ben Whittaker, who is a very highly touted prospect. He was in the past very highly touted by me, but his last couple of performances have actually kind of not put me off of him, but have kind of made me rethink it a little bit. He's obviously very skilled, but I thought the showboat would get him in trouble at points against a tough guy who's just going to come forward and make it a fight. And that's exactly what Liam Cameron did in this fight. And for some reason, Ben Whittaker must have been in his head about people saying he doesn't have knockout power, and decided to stand there and trade with Liam Cameron, really fighting Liam Cameron's fight. And eventually in the fifth round, they kind of end up in a clinch exchange after the last couple of rounds have been kind of dodgy for Ben Whittaker. He was getting tagged up a fair bit, and it was starting to get more and more favouring Liam Cameron more and more. It's looking like if this fight had gone past the fifth round, he really could have finished Ben Whittaker at some point. But of course, they Royal Rumble out the fucking ring.
Fighter. Whoa. And wait a minute! They've gone Royal Rumble WWE style.
And Ben Whittaker, it was blamed on a leg injury, which I couldn't see personally. I thought if you're going to blame it on an injury, you're going to blame it on a back injury because of the way he went back. But I didn't really see the right leg, which is the leg that's apparently injured, actually impact at all. Like, unless he's made out of fucking crisps, I don't see how he fucking his leg there. I really don't. It's he went over the ropes. I'll probably put some footage of it, but he went over the ropes, and people were saying maybe it looks like Ben Whittaker pulled him over. I can't really see that, but it also doesn't really look like Liam Cameron pushed him over. So obviously, maybe Liam Cameron's intention was to push him on the ropes, but I honestly think the ropes were a little bit loose. And I think that's what happened there. But Ben Whittaker did use it as a cop-out, and he did quit. So I remember there was a video I said I was going to make a couple months ago after he fought the Aaron Ecker guy. And I think it's time to make that. So you'll probably see that tomorrow, actually, the video about Ben Whittaker. I'm just going to do it now, because now it's got to a point where it needs to be made. It'll be a kind of similar video to my Jaron Anson video from about 4-5 months ago. But up the card, we had Chris Eubank Jr. versus Kamil Szeremeta. This is another interesting one, because I think Eubank, he had a very good first round. He was kind of working off the jab, timed Szeremeta with a beautiful right hand, drops him. But then from that point forward, up until the maybe last round or two where Eubank eventually finished Szeremeta, I think he smothered his work a bit. He was kind of spamming the uppercuts and not really picking his shots well. And I thought whenever he gets behind that jab and just tries to time Szeremeta with a right hand or walk him onto an uppercut, he was having a lot more success. And he did eventually get behind that jab, and he did eventually find the finish. But in those kind of mid rounds in those kind of mid rounds from where he knocked him down originally to when he stopped him, I thought the work from Eubank was a little bit smothered. But overall, it was an alright performance. You know, he's going to fight Conor Benn next. That fight has kind of got a reason to be made now, because I do think there's a bit of genuine needle there now. It obviously did start off as a bit of a gimmick, but now it's actually some genuine needle, so they might as well just get it on. You know, I don't really care. If Eubank had a world title when Ben was climbing up 2 divisions, I would care, but I don't think Eubank, he's got an IBO title whoop-de-doo. It's not. Do you know what I mean? The fight don't insult me, but do I really want to see it? No. But if we have to see it, I'll watch it, and I'll probably, be quite invested in the build-up. But yeah, Eubank pretty much putting on as expected in that Kamil Szeremeta fight. Szeremeta didn't really have a chance in many people's estimations, including my own. Of course, Eubank gets it done. He should have stopped him. He did stop him. If he didn't stop him, I'd be saying a lot different about Eubank, but he did stop him. Good performance. Right, so I've just noticed midway through this, I forgot to record a bit about Artur and Jack Massey. Not much to say. He broke Jack Massey down. Great performance. Got a rush that. Very sorry. Goodbye. Not goodbye, but, continue with the rest. Up the card, we had Fabio Wardley versus Fraser Clark. I actually didn't say who I picked in all these fights. I actually picked... Oh, also, Ben Whittaker, Liam Cameron ended up as a draw. Forgot to mention that, but I did pick Sky Nicholson, Whittaker, Eubank, and Wardley to win. And the reason I picked Wardley to win coming into this is because Wardley... Fraser Clark's a little bit older, right? He's 33. I thought... At this point in his career, all he's going to be doing is refinement, right? He's not actually going to be adding new layers to his game. Whereas Wardley has no amateur experience. He's 29 years of age. He's kind of learning on the job. And I thought he could add a couple layers to his game. And now, obviously, I believe Fraser Clark went into this fight with the approach. He kind of went into this thinking it's a new fight, almost. And he kind of came out, started feeling Fabio Wardley out with a jab. I think Fabio Wardley came out of the mindset of, this is round 13, I've hurt you before, I'm just going to treat this like it's the same fight, I'm going to come out here and I'm going to try hurt you again. Whereas Fraser Clark thought, I'm just going to kind of feel my way into it. And Fabio Wardley clips him for right, gets him in the corner. I thought he started working the body, and then I thought he just picked his shots really well. At one point, Fraser Clark was kind of shoved onto the ropes, his back was turned, and then Wardley puts him out. Dents Fabio's head, Fraser's head, sorry, and looks like he broke his jaw. I heard he fractured a cheekbone as well, so that's fucking annoying. My fucking recording stopped for some reason. I just went on for another fucking 10 minutes, but oh well. I think the last point I made was about Fraser Clark having a fractured cheekbone. I can't fucking remember where it was from there, to be honest, but hopefully Fraser Clark is alright, and Fabio Wardley, I'm not sure if I mentioned in that clip, but I think Fabio Wardley should target a fight with Otto Wallin next. He's a guy who's had high level experience against Tyson Fury, good win over Murat Gassiev, did okay in the Fury fight and kind of shit his pants against Anthony Joshua, but still was in there against Anthony Joshua. And then I think he should target a fight against Michael Hunter. I would favour him to win in both of those fights, judging by the way Wallin shied away from the power of Joshua. I think he'll shy away from the power of Wardley, and I think Wardley's big enough to bully Michael Hunter, especially at this point in Michael Hunter's career. But moving on to the main event, we had Artur Beterbiev versus Dmitry Bivol. I think the wrong man won, but I'm not going to call this a robbery. There's been a lot of people calling it a robbery, a lot of controversy about that. I'm not going to call it a robbery. It was a close fight. Both men, I'm going to feel they would have deserved this. Do you know what I mean? That's one of those kind of fights. I know Bivol's quite humble in defeat, but you get me. I saw it as Bivol or draw, in my opinion, but oh well. Beterbiev won. Bivol pretty much did what I said he was going to do. He was working from his jab, picking his moments from the jab when he felt it was safe enough to unload on Beterbiev. Whenever Beterbiev would back him up to the ropes, Bivol would just stay defensively aware and use his feet to get out of that position while staying defensively aware to get back to the centre of the ring and continue working from his jab. Now, the main factor in this fight, which really kind of why Beterbiev maybe got this fight done in most people or many people's eyes, is because I feel like his presence kind of wore Bivol down, right? Him constantly walking Bivol back and just putting Bivol on the back foot just wore Bivol down, and in those championship rounds that's what allowed Beterbiev to get this done, because where he had worn Bivol down, Bivol kind of abandoned his jab, right? And that jab was the key in this fight. he was getting walked back so much, he eventually abandoned his jabs in the rounds where he's feeling more wore out, which allowed Beterbiev to kind of get in on him and get his work done, which in the championship rounds really sealed the win for Beterbiev in the judges' eyes, right? So if I'm Bivol in a rematch, I'm going to go ham on the conditioning. I'm going to get myself into top shape. Like, obviously he was in top shape for this fight, but I mean, go the level above. Like, go just above and beyond to really, 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 really get into just amazing shape. And then one thing I mentioned midway through the fight on Twitter was I think Bivol should. Obviously, he was working from his jab really well. He was picking his moments really well. He done it again. But when he's picking his moments really well with the jab, just kind of mixing it straight right to the body every now and again, I think that could really work in his favour to kind of get the gas out of Beterbiev, similar to what Floyd Mayweather used to do against his opponents. Floyd Mayweather kind of, when he was getting walked back by a guy, just jab to the body, that would take the gas out of the guy as they would move into the jab. And I think that would really work in Bivol's favour to kind of get the edge in a rematch and not abandon that jab. And he'd still get walked back, but he wouldn't abandon the jab in the process, which was the key to winning the fight, right? That's like, this recording keeps pausing, so I'm just gonna leave you with this undisputed gameplay. It was really, really interesting. It was me as Caleb Plant versus Hyman McGeer. Kind of in the early rounds, I was picking him apart from the outside, working really well, and then he kind of pinned me on the ropes after the first 3 rounds. So then I kind of had to work to get to the centre of the ring, and it became a really interesting, fun fight. So this was a bit of a shit show because my recording kept fucking ending, but I think I broke it all down pretty well, all things considered, and goodbye. Oh shit! Actually, no. Friday, I'm gonna go into the Bivol Beterbiev round by round. I'm gonna do the punch stats, give you the punch stats, and give you my thoughts on who won in each round to kind of break this down and tell you who won, at least in my eyes, and somewhat objectively, I guess, but maybe not objectively. But yeah, hopefully you got that to look forward to on Friday, and probably a Ben Whitaker video tomorrow. So yeah, see ya.
Okay, I'm happy. I like that one. Now I don't want you to load up.
to me.
Good work. That's it. Good.
Let's go. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7. Do you still want to fight? One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Are you okay?
Nice round. Good round. I like.
And back.